Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to the final battle of the Verizon Warriors Challenge here. Branches Challenge, we are featuring the United States Air Force versus the United States Army for the big charity prize of the day. United States Air Force knocking off Team Navy yesterday for the right to play here. And my wife was saying, she was cracking a joke basically saying it's no wonder the Air Force has more time to play video games. But then, of course, she's a Navy vet, so she would say that. Anyways, let's have a look over the team lineups here. Air Force coming to the dance with a Warspite as their battleship, double Leander, Graf Spee, and Trento. Sticking out front, we've got a T-61 Zath and a Hatsuharu. We saw them with this exact same lineup yesterday.
Yep. Meanwhile, U.S. Army, almost the same configuration as well. Monahan, TED-61. And then we've got Graf Spee, Leander, Duca d'Aosta, and de Grasse. And de Grasse is a really cool pick. Very fast ship. Capable of spammy stuff. And once again, there's the Arizona, which if you are a Verizon Wireless customer, you can get for free.
That's right. That's exactly right. I love the de Grasse pick. She's one of my favorite mid-tier premium cruisers. And now the Army's doing something very interesting. Look at this team split they're going for, right? They're sending the battleship and all four cruisers to C. Both destroyers are being left to their own devices at A.
I don't like this.
I don't like this either. In fact, I hate this. I mean, hopefully they can make it work, but man, no. No.
Yep. For those of you guys unfamiliar with the game, your destroyers are like your scouts. They're the eyes of the team, and putting both of them at A means that the other side at C cap for the Army is completely blind as to what's going on. So they can't react to movements, they can't see what the enemy's doing. That's going to hurt. And then the two destroyers by themselves, if they get into a significant pitched battle fight, they're not going to win out in that unless they get a lucky torpedo hit. Yeah,
you really want to have a backup plan for your destroyers in case they get spotted, get into trouble. You've got some bigger guns to help make an impact in that fight. But interestingly enough, both destroyers step onto the cap, dump some torpedoes, and then leave. So they're going to surrender the A cap. Yeah, they're going to surrender the A cap to the Air Force completely. I don't honestly, Zath, I don't like this play either. If you're going to make this play, like play for it, right? But it's not what they've done.
Yep. They just luck chucked some torpedoes, and then they're out. Now, the problem with luck chucking torpedoes, of course, you can get a lucky hit, but you can also tell the enemy team, hey, there's a destroyer here. And since two sets of torpedoes just went by Cayes, they probably know that both destroyers are by A.
Yeah. Neither team with a ton of vision right now. The Hatsuharu on the north flank, not spotting anything. The T-61 and the Cap, of course, he can't spot the counter spot the enemy destroyers just yet. They're not anywhere near close enough. They'd have to be within about 6 kilometers or so, and they're at about 8 and change, although Resch's T-61 is coming back by himself? Mm-hmm. Oh, Zath. I don't like this.
Yep. He's going to go down pretty soon here.
Well, we'll see. The Army made some really this is going to sound rude. The Army made some kind of odd choices yesterday with their early deployment in the game that we watched on Trident that they defeated the Marines to get here, but I mean, it worked out for them in the end, and the Marines almost mounted a comeback but couldn't quite get there.
Yep.
Even now, we're almost 5 minutes into this match, and the Army has no vision on any enemy ships at all, and neither does the Air Force, although that's about to change. Rescha has just been spotted on the bottom end of the A cap, and he's going to have a Leander in his face. Oh, he doesn't.
He's got 2 Leanders, a Graf Spee, and a Warspite, all with angles.
Oh, but then Cayes smokes up. That's a mistake.
Yep. That denies his team vision. Now they can't. He doesn't fire.
Yeah. Now they can't spot him anymore. He does leave the cap. Let's keep an eye on things. Yep. He circles. He loses about a third of his HP for his trouble, but does preserve his ship, so that's worth something.
Look at stumbling now in the Monahan, claiming the middle of the map with his Monahan.
Yep. And I think we're starting to see the Army's plan kind of formulating here, Zath, right? They're doing this heavy cruiser push now, finally getting itself oriented and moving in on the B cap. So I'm guessing the plan here was just to delay and deny A as much as they could, and Cayes is backing off. They're going to allow the Army to counter cap A. I'm kind of baffled.
Considering the trap that Air Force clearly laid for the Army, and that trap was sprung and then completely blown up on their own face. Oof.
Wow, Russia does bag the cap. He's going to bail out here. No need to stay. If nothing else, the delaying in action has bought them some time. 5 minutes gone, and Air Force is working only on about a 40-point lead as the Army push up the 8 line starts to materialize.
Oh, Hops just took a big hit, probably from Bernator's Warspite there in the Duque de Aosta. Duca's got 12-kilometer torpedoes, so he might as well luck chuck. There they go.
Yeah, Duke is way out front here, trading AP with a Graf Spee. That's also not a comfortable place for a Duca. It's a light cruiser. It's not well armored. Those 11-inch guns on the Spee can do nasty things to this Duca if he can land them.
Speaking of Spee, Mandalorian just got whacked as well.
Cayes back into A, flipping it back on behalf of the Air Force. They will retain a small lead here, a little more than 25 points. Time ticking away. Army's kind of sold the farm. Their whole play is this push up the B line. They're going to be on the B cap momentarily.
Well, the nice thing about their play is that if they cap B, then there's 2 caps for Army versus 1 cap for Air Force. Air Force is going to be forced to make a play.
Indeed. Now, one of the things that I like is that the destroyers are retreating back to kind of now cover these caps as they own them. But what I don't like about this, if I were Stumbling Stemps, I would run up to the B cap, right? That way you have your torpedoes up there to play defense and to do some spotting. I still think keeping both destroyers together is tactically not good.
It'll only work in this particular situation if Air Force chooses to push south of A towards C cap, but it doesn't look like that's what's happening. You've got the Warspite Burninator turning north. The Leanders seem to be pretty content just holding A for right now, and I think it's Hops in the Duca that's going to get farmed out pretty quick here because he's giving a lot. Oh yeah, he's giving a lot of angles to a lot of Air Force teammates.
He's going to have some cover in a moment, but he's got to survive long enough to get there. 1,600 HP as Hops clings to life. He finally goes dark. They don't have eyes on him anymore, as the Army does finally bag B and will start to close the gap.
That island will be his home for the rest of the game.
He pretty much can't leave. If he moves out of there and gets spotted, they're going to lose the points. They can't afford to give him up. As close as this game is, crossing the halfway mark. Oh, big hit on Duke of Clarence there.
We really haven't seen the Arizona getting involved yet.
No.
Once again, just like we commented the last battle with the New Mexico, it's a very slow ship, so you're giving up an awful lot of time positioning the Arizona around the 9 line like this.
They've got eyes on Hops now. They're trying to land those killing shells. Leander, that's Amy Almel? I'm going to mispronounce that, but threading shells through the gap in the island, landing them on Hops.
Yeah, Amy 16th.
There we go.
Yep. Hops tried to back out a little bit, tried to luck chuck some torps, takes another hit.
345 HP. A single shell of almost any type will end Hops' game, just as the Army has moved out to their first lead. The Arizona has been such a non-factor in this game, Zath, and I really feel like he kind of took his time coming up the 9 line. I feel like if he was going to go out this flank, he should have hung close to the islands and gone straight up the 8 line. He would have been closer and more relevant sooner. Hops is still spotted.
Agreed.
There he goes. That does flip the lead back to Air Force for the moment, but Army owns more caps. That gap will start to narrow. Tight game. Air Force now with a ship advantage.
Now, it's what they do with that ship advantage that's so important.
All right, let's check on these destroyers. The Monahan is finally kind of up here into B. And the T-61, who is this? This is Resha. He's kind of lagged astern here, kind of sort of covering the C cap. Looks like he and Cayes might have a clash here in a moment. They're headed straight for each other. Yep.
I think he's being a little too aggressive trying to get those spots, and that's gonna cost Rishi a ship.
Well, we'll see. It certainly is looking that way. He's smoking, but he's smoking at full speed, so he's never out of vision.
Yep, he lost his engine DCP'd, which means any fire will stick.
Looking really bad for Resha here. Probably on track to lose his ship here. That would be Air Force's second kill right about the time his army's just about to catch up on points again. And now Reshi's smoke is... Yeah, he's down. He's out.
He's out. Now, even if he had gotten stopped in smoke, remember, Kai-Ace and the TED-61 over there also has Hydro. So...
Exactly. Could have just hydroed him right out of it. 2-ship lead now for Air Force. That leaves their C-cap completely open. Let's see if Kai-Ace realizes that. Oh, another big kill for Air Force.
Yep, dude, clearance goes down. That's gonna probably seal it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way back for Army here. They sold everything on this cruiser push, and their battleship is just now 11 minutes into the game starting to become relevant to the fight. But it's just too little too late, Zath. Their C-cap is open.
Yes.
They're 200 points down. I don't think they can come back from this.
Nope. Welded steel is now the focus fire target.
Yep, he'll be going out shortly. I mean, Army came to this game with a strategy. They executed it well. It just probably took a little longer than they would have liked to develop. I felt like they should have gotten on the B-cap maybe a little sooner. But Air Force is going to win this game. Just don't see any way back for the Army.
No. And you can see over there, Kai-Ace is now going to take that free cap at Charlie. And that's all she wrote.
Indeed. Well, apparently the Air Force does have more time to play video games, because they're pretty good. They're looking pretty good today at this one, I'll tell you that. I told my wife last night I was stealing that joke.
Hey, there you go. Why not?
Absolutely.
Maverick now getting into the fight and turning around.
Yeah, he's finally relevant, and he's immediately like, well, run away, run away. Too many ships shooting at me. Exactly.
Remember, guys, these are teams of people from that play the game, and they're not necessarily in the same clan or anything like that. So these are a whole bunch of veterans that just want to come have fun and earn some money for their charities, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, these are all for. I mean, these games are all for charity. It's fun to see these guys come play, put a team together, represent their service. The service branch rivalries in the U.S., of course, are a big deal. But today, Air Force is the big winner in the Verizon Branches Challenge. They will claim the top prize for the charity of their choice. Zath, it's been a blast casting these with you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Yep, it's good times. We've been asked to hop back up to the voice call, so let's hop up there.
Yep,
and see what's up.
Let's turn it back over to the studio, guys. We'll see you in just a moment.